And we begin with that continuing coverage of breaking news out of New York, where former President Donald Trump was in a courtroom today to face criminal charges.
That's right. Mr. Trump became the first former president in U.S. history to be charged with a crime.
Target 12 investigator Tim White has been tracking his arraignment all afternoon and joins us now live in studio with the very latest developments. Tim?
Well, Kim and Kayla, at this hour, we are awaiting a press conference from Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, and we'll bring that to you as soon as he heads to the podium. Now, the former president was arraigned just after 2 p.m. As expected, he pleaded not guilty to the charges. Here's a snapshot of the case against him. The indictment was unsealed when Trump was arraigned. He is facing 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree. As I said, he pleaded not guilty. The charges come with a potential of up to 4 years of prison time. Trump was arraigned on the 15th floor of the Manhattan courthouse. It was an hour-long hearing. Now, television cameras were not allowed into the courtroom, but still photographers were. He was released on personal recognizance, meaning he was not taken into custody. Trump is expected to fly back to Florida later today and make public comments tonight after 8 p.m. At the center of this investigation is a hush money payment made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. Trump is accused of having a liaison with Daniels, which he denies. At issue is the $130,000 Trump's former attorney Michael Cohen made to Daniels and how Trump paid Cohen back. We learned the judge warned Trump to refrain from social media posts that could instigate unrest or violence, but the judge did not issue a gag order in the case. The case is due back in court in December. Now, we should also add the 76-year-old former president left Trump Tower in Manhattan shortly after 1 p.m. He turned himself in at the courthouse where he was arrested and processed for this arraignment.
And what do we know about what happened once he was at the courthouse for that processing? I mean, I understand that usually people have their fingerprints taken,
Yes.
They're handcuffed, there's a mugshot. Did all of that happen with him?
Well, it is unlikely he was handcuffed, but almost certainly he had his fingerprints taken like anyone else would. His picture was almost certainly not taken. Now, the idea behind a mugshot is for identification purposes if someone goes on the run from a criminal charge. Police in New York have discretion to do that or not. But even if they did, and this is an interesting note here, former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo signed a law in 2020 that prohibited police from disseminating mugshots publicly. So we will probably never see it, even if a picture was taken anyway.
Wow.
All right, and our colleague Ted Nesi will be back in the next half hour to continue our coverage of this developing story. Target 12 investigator Tim White, thanks for being here.
My pleasure.